Something that is so common with clients who their presenting problem is the repetition of a pattern in their life. And it's usually a broad overarching pattern that reoccurs on more of a long-term 3-month, 6 months, yearly basis. And they recognize it and they come to me when they find themselves saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening again. I thought I overcame this." And so despite their intelligence, despite their ambition and effort, they find that the pattern repeats itself. And so these are of a particular nature that require a particular process to resolve this. And of course, we all likely know that there must be a core belief, an unconscious belief that they are adhering to, not really recognizing they are, which is why they keep recreating the pattern. But I have always found that to be very difficult to assess. It is difficult to identify what we're believing. So we can, of course, there are techniques. You can say, what would someone possibly believe, most likely believe, who creates this over and over again? For me, that wasn't effective. I found that really hard to do. And if I did identify the belief, it was difficult for me to just choose to change it. So much deeper than that, and much more effective, I think, than that, is to recognize it on a more visceral level. What is its source on a more visceral level? And it is most likely that the pattern is a repeat of a trauma that occurred most likely when you were younger. And it's an unconscious effort to resolve that pattern. So because it wasn't resolved, it wasn't processed, integrated, understood in a healthy, constructive way, integrated, our bodies are naturally heal themselves. Like when we have a cut, it naturally heals. We're inclined to heal. It's a natural process. So too is the mind. But when the trauma can't be processed properly, for whatever reason, it doesn't actually evolve. It stays stagnant. And because of that, it's suppressed and recreated over and over and over again, just because it hadn't yet been resolved. And it's almost like it's seeking resolve, which is why it keeps recreating the pattern. So the question, instead of saying, what must I believe, try to identify the core belief, I actually invite you to ask yourself, when in my past have I experienced trauma relative to this topic or this area or this subject? And then go through resolving each of those experiences. And there's a process for doing that, which I guide clients through, where you actually find closure and peace within each of those experiences. And eventually it will resolve. And you're not going to see the results immediately necessarily, so not to get discouraged. But there's a period of germination. It will eventually shift. And I find that to be and clients have found that to be the most successful way of approaching that particular problem. Okay, thanks, bye.